Well, 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 the popcorn is popping. Hello, my classy people. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Of course, it was Preakness weekend, and the rubber match is what we're calling this video between the runner-up in the Derby, journalism, and the winner, Sovereignty, and then the eventual winner of the Preakness, journalism, sets up the rubber match, kind of. Sovereignty 1-1, Journalist 1-1, the Belmont Stakes will decide. What a great, great sport opportunity for our sport, y'all. And first and foremost, okay, I'm going to do a little post-mortem recap of the Preakness. And the first things in order is I want to give journalism and his connections and Wrestling some love, right? I'm not going to throw no shade on them right now. I ain't even going to call them the nickname I have for them. I have nicknames for them all, you know, and y'all know the nickname I got for journalism. But this isn't about this. This is about to say I'm going to tip my hat to them and the connections. Now, I don't tip my Go Sapper hat to people. So that means he's worthy. What a fantastic race to overcome what he's overcome in the Preakness. The race unfolded the way I thought it would because he was breaking from the two posts. And there was a lot of speed outside, which means there was going to be a wall of horses in front of him, and he would have to navigate and negotiate out of there, right? And of course, we had a little bumping and grinding after they turned for home. I'm not going to throw no shade on that, okay? I know there's been some comments, this should have happened, or this horse should have been taken down, or that horse. In Game 7s, I want the referees and the stewards to swallow the whistle. I'm just happy that there was no incident that could have put a black eye on the race and on our sport again. So no one got hurt. There was just boys being boys down there at a quarter mile to go at Pimlico. A little bumping and a grinding here and there. No harm, no foul from your speed king. So I'm not going to say nothing about it, right? Nobody got hurt. That's beautiful. No equines, no jocks, nobody. Okay, so swallow the whistle in Game 7. So I don't think nobody should have been DQ'd. He won fair and square. He came through their journalism and he meant business. Get out of my way. I got somewhere to be in the winner's circle to get my photo taken. Great job by the connections, Mike McCarthy and Wrestling, and that connections that they seen the horse was in good shape after the Derby. They watched him. They said, hey, they didn't get scared, y'all. I got to give them that, boy. They showed up 2 weeks later. That means a lot. So again, all the love and respect to journalism. Okay? I ain't even going, I'll get after him later. But I ain't going to do that here. That ain't about this. I just want to congratulate them and all of our classy people that had him and told me, hey, he's good. Yeah, and he looked like clearly the best horse in this race for sure. But it sets up something nice for us and good for our sports. Very seldom do you see our sports on the local news sportcast here in the metropolitan New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Connecticut area. Okay, so they showed the Preakness and, you know, that type of thing. And, of course, on Sports Center, and this morning it was on, you know, Get Up with Greenie and them. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's good for our sports. And, again, for our sport of horse racing to get some positive, good, beautiful national attention, and we got to keep that going. We got to create the interest for this, right? And I love that, which sets up the third jewel of the Triple Crown. Up on June 7th, up at Saratoga Springs. How awesome will the two division leaders be to meet up to decide once and for all, maybe not for all, but who's the best? I love that storyline, and we're going to continue to play it up, and I want it to get the national attention, and I want us to be on SportsCenter. Dun-dun-dun. dun, 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 right? Hey, we need journalism to show up, and I don't know why he wouldn't, because he showed up 2 weeks after the Derby, 3 weeks up at Saratoga for the Belmont Stakes. And of course, Sovereignty skipped the Preakness to prepare for the Belmont. That is beautiful. So I want to see the two top division, clearly division leaders meet up in our third leg. Maybe just as good as a Triple Crown, if you ask me. So again, the popcorn is popping. This is the rubber match. Okay? And we want to see this happen. So let me know what you folks think. You heard my synopsis. You seen me tip my ghost zapper hat to journalism. He did a fantastic job. And I don't want no. We ain't throwing no shade on him. He handled his business. All right? And I loved it. And now we got an opportunity in 3 weeks to continue to talk about it as we build up to the third jewel up in Saratoga Springs. Saratoga. That's nice for the Belmont Stake. So, again, one, congratulations to the connection. Beautiful job they did with journalism. Two, Sovereignty is sitting there waiting. And any new shooters that think they got it, come on in. Let's make the party nice. In the rubber match between your Derby winner, Sovereignty, the silky blue, the Dolphin, and that Rough Rider who handled his business a few days ago over there at beautiful Pimlico, a quarter mile to go. Dave Rodman at Pimlico. So again, there's my recap of the race. Gave him all the love he needs. Now let's turn our attention, classy attention, to the Belmont Stakes and how big this could be for our sport, for sure, right? And it should be a great race. I hope they both show up in fine form. And once and for all, let's find out who is zooming who and how often. So there's your Speed King take on this here thing. We're calling this the rubber match. Each one of them won. The Belmont Stakes will decide who's our division leader once and for all. As both of these 3-year-olds have a bright future, and we hope we see them continue to race, which we don't very often after 3 years old. We want to see our champions race at 4, okay, and even beyond, and not just sent to the breeding shed. Okay, that's my real hope here. Who we like, what we bet, we can deal with that later. But our sport needs champions. Our sport needs horses to continue to run, like the Torpedo Annas and the Ghost Zappers and the Street Cries and the John Henrys and the Seattle Slews and the Aladars and the Affirms, like that, right? Because they don't race long, like a Flight Line or like Authentic. He only raced, so where is he in greatness? Well, his body of work is light, But here we got an opportunity to really make our sport shine, if you ask me, with the rubber match on June 7th up at beautiful Saratoga Springs. Notice I didn't pick on him. I didn't call him his nickname, which I love. I gave him all of his love, and the Speed King bows down to that connection. We loved it. Okay, lose, win, or draw. I didn't cash no tickets. My buddy had a big beat with Gosier. He was sitting there with $28,000. Pick 3s, pick 4s, and pick 5s. I still don't know how he picked the horse, but that's why it's so important for you to back your opinion, because it may be your day that you're right and you cash. But he loved Gosier, and I couldn't see it. And plenty of our listeners loved that horse, and he looked like he was gone. But journalism had something else on his mind. He was knowing where that wire was. He wanted a date with the photographer, and he got it. Nicely done by journalism. My name is Wayne Bolden. Of course, I'm your Speed King. Always going to try to keep it classy. Thank you for keeping it classy. Thank you for all your classy comments up to this point. And that's all we ever ask here, is to keep it classy And again, you don't have to agree with everybody's opinion, but let's respect everybody's opinion and their right in America to have one. And that's what we do here on our channel. Thank you folks for everything. The rubber match. 3 weeks. Let's see what happened. Then I'll get back to my business. We'll get after the old journalism horse. I ain't gonna call him his nickname right now. Y'all know what I call him. I ain't gonna call Sovereignty's nickname right now. This is all about our Preakness winner, who did a fantastic job, and the connections. Stay classy, y'all. We're gonna pick it up, and we're gonna put out some content. See what kind of races are coming up for this week, for sure. Stay classy, y'all, in all that you do.